Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to take a look at some of the most controversial Oscar wins in film history. Although this award is considered the pinnacle of the film industry, not all of the Academy's decisions have satisfied the audience. From surprising and unconvincing wins to decisions that many still can't understand, let's take a look at the Oscar shocks that left the world stunned and sparked debates. Are you ready? Let's dive into the worst Oscar wins in history. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more exciting videos. Thanks for watching. If someone were to ask you what the best film of 1941 was, most people would point to Citizen Kane by Orson Welles. Citizen Kane is a modern American story about a man named Charles Foster Kane, a film that changed cinema forever. However, in early 1942, the Academy awarded the Best Picture Oscar to How Green Was My Valley by John Ford, which immediately overshadowed the reputation of Citizen Kane and sparked an endless debate about this decision. The film, a romantic story depicting the struggles of a coal mining family in Wales during the Victorian era, was criticized for being overly sentimental and cliched. While Citizen Kane introduced groundbreaking storytelling structures, innovative cinematography, and editing techniques that influenced future generations of filmmakers, How Green Was My Valley was a more traditional choice. A historical film with familiar themes like family, loyalty, and nostalgia. As time passed, this decision became a symbol of the Academy's ability to overlook innovation, reminding us that creativity is not always immediately recognized, and fame does not always guarantee success at the awards. Out of Africa is one of the most controversial Oscar wins in history, and many consider it one of the most embarrassing victories. Although the film received widespread critical acclaim and won 7 Oscars, including Best Picture in 1986, many felt it was not deserving of the prestigious award. Critics noted that while the film had beautiful cinematography and an impressive score by John Barry, the storyline and performances were rather weak, lacking depth, and didn't stand out compared to stronger contenders that year, like The Color Purple. The film's victory is seen as a loss for the more quality films of that year, leading many to view Out of Africa as one of the most embarrassing Oscar wins in the history of the awards. Harry and the Hendersons won the Oscar for Best Makeup in 1988, but this decision sparked controversy and is considered one of the most embarrassing victories in the history of the awards. While the film featured a giant, lovable Yeti, portrayed through intricate makeup, many felt the award was undeserved. Films from the same year, like Beetlejuice and The Last Emperor, showcased more impressive and groundbreaking makeup, offering a more convincing and creative approach. As a result, Harry and the Hendersons' win in this category left many people shaking their heads, feeling that the award was too easily given to a film with a mediocre plot and lacking the innovation of its competitors, making it one of the most awkward Oscar wins in history. Shakespeare in Love won the Oscar for Best Picture in 1999, and this victory sparked significant controversy, with many considering it one of the most embarrassing wins in Oscar history. While the film featured a talented cast including Gwyneth Paltrow and Joseph Fiennes, along with an engaging romantic script about the fictional relationship between William Shakespeare and an actress, many felt that other films from the same year, such as Saving Private Ryan by Steven Spielberg, were more deserving of the award. Saving Private Ryan not only had a deep and emotional storyline, but it was also a groundbreaking cinematic achievement, particularly with the D-Day Normandy landing scene, which is considered one of the greatest war sequences in film history. While Shakespeare in Love provided light and accessible entertainment, the fact that it beat such a monumental war film like Saving Private Ryan led many to feel that this was one of the most embarrassing and undeserving wins in Oscar history. If you're feeling surprised by these controversial Oscar wins, don't forget to like and share this video with your friends so we can discuss it together. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to do so now so you don't miss any of the exciting videos coming up. Next, we'll explore some incredible Oscar wins, so stay tuned. Crash winning the Oscar for Best Picture in 2006 was a controversial win and is considered one of the most embarrassing decisions in Oscar history. Directed by Paul Haggis, the film explores issues of race, discrimination, and social relationships in Los Angeles through a series of interconnected stories. While the film was praised for its approach to social issues and the impressive performances from its cast, many felt that Crash did not deserve the prestigious award. That year, Brokeback Mountain by director Ang Lee, a moving and profound film about a same-sex love story, was considered the frontrunner and had much more evident artistic depth. Additionally, Good Night and Good Luck and Capote were also excellent films with strong, meaningful storylines, yet they were beaten by Crash. Despite Crash carrying a powerful social message, it was criticized for lacking the nuance and depth of its competitors, leading many to view it as one of the most awkward wins in Oscar history. Kate Winslet won the Oscar for Best Actress in 2009 for her performance in The Reader, a film adapted from the novel of the same name by Bernhard Schlink. While Winslet is a talented actress with outstanding performances throughout her career, this win still sparked controversy and is considered one of the most embarrassing victories in Oscar history. What's noteworthy is that in 2009, Winslet won the award not only for her role in The Reader, but also as a sort of recognition for her long career, after being overlooked in previous years. However, when considering her performance in The Reader, while Winslet portrayed a complex character, many felt that other contenders, such as Meryl Streep for her role in Julie and Julia, or Anne Hathaway for her role in Rachel Getting Married, deserved it more due to their deeper and more impactful performances. Many argue that Winslet didn't necessarily deserve to win the award in 2009, but rather, it was more of a payback for the Oscars she had been overlooked for in the past. This made her win that year somewhat unconvincing, and it has since become one of the victories viewed as undeserving in Oscar history. The King's Speech winning Best Picture at the 2011 Oscars is considered one of the most controversial victories and is viewed as one of the most embarrassing decisions in the history of the awards. While the film featured an outstanding performance by Colin Firth and a moving story about King George VI overcoming his stutter, many felt that the award was given in a safe manner, lacking innovation. That year, films like The Social Network by David Fincher, with its powerful story about the creation of Facebook and a sharp analysis of modern society, or Inception by Christopher Nolan, a work of creativity and cinematic technique, were considered more deserving. The victory of The King's Speech is seen as an oversight of more groundbreaking and truly impactful works that year, making it one of the awkward moments in Oscar history. Meryl Streep won the Oscar for Best Actress in 2012 for her role in The Iron Lady as Margaret Thatcher. but this victory is considered by many to be one of the most embarrassing decisions in Oscar history. While Streep gave an impressive performance portraying the former British Prime Minister, many felt that her win that year was not truly deserved. Streep's competitors, particularly Viola Davis for her performance in The Help, also received a great deal of praise for their acting and the depth they brought to their characters. While Streep is one of Hollywood's most talented actresses, many felt that her win wasn't solely due to her performance in The Iron Lady, but rather because of the awards owed to her after being overlooked in previous years. As a result, this victory became one of the most controversial moments, seen as a way to recognize Streep's long career rather than being entirely based on her performance in 2012. Argo winning Best Picture at the 2013 Oscars was a controversial win and is considered by some to be one of the embarrassing decisions in Oscar history. Although Ben Affleck's film about the hostage rescue mission in Iran during the 1970s received praise for its storytelling and performances, its win for Best Picture was seen as unconvincing when compared to other strong films that year. Steven Spielberg's Lincoln, starring Daniel Day-Lewis, was considered a stronger contender due to its depth in portraying President Abraham Lincoln and the important political issues. Additionally, Les Miserables, a grand musical with outstanding performances, also deserved greater recognition. However, Argo won despite the presence of these strong competitors, leading many to feel that the Best Picture award in 2013 was somewhat undeserving. When Brave won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature, many animation lovers couldn't help but feel confused, as Pixar, despite its well-established reputation, took home the award with a story about a stubborn Scottish princess who accidentally turns her mother into a bear. The film had beautiful animation, but the story didn't quite reach the heights of previous Pixar successes like Up or Toy Story 3. Additionally, other contenders in the same category, such as Tim Burton's Frankenweenie, Laika's Paranorman, and Disney's Wreck-It Ralph, offered more creative stories and unique artistic styles. Brave's victory sparked debates about how Oscar votes are often influenced by the strong brand recognition of Disney Pixar rather than true innovation in art and storytelling. While the mother-daughter relationship in Brave and the film's Celtic atmosphere were appealing, the tone and pacing of the movie lacked the deep development that Pixar fans had come to expect. For many animation enthusiasts, Brave's win was a prime example of how the dominance of major studios can overshadow true innovation in cinematic art. When Bohemian Rhapsody won the Oscar for Best Motion Picture of the Year and Best Actor in a Leading Role for Rami Malek in 2019, it sparked significant controversy. The film about the life and career of Freddie Mercury, the lead singer of Queen, was praised for its musical performances and Malek's transformation into Mercury. However, some felt that Bohemian Rhapsody was not an exceptional film in terms of cinema, with many plot points being cut, a simplistic script, and a lack of depth in character development. While Rami Malek delivered an impressive performance, many felt that his win wasn't entirely deserved due to the shortcomings in many other aspects of the film. Additionally, the movie didn't fully capture the complexity of Freddie Mercury's life, leading many to believe that the award leaned more toward the emotional impact and prominence of the music rather than the overall quality of the film. As a result, Bohemian Rhapsody's Oscar victory remains one of the most controversial moments in the history of the awards. When Green Book won the Oscar for Best Picture in 2019, it sparked significant controversy. The film, which tells the story of a white Italian-American driver and a black jazz musician in the 1960s, was praised for its message of friendship and racial reconciliation. However, many felt that Green Book lacked depth and was simply a light entertainment story, not strong enough to tackle issues of race and racism in the way other films, such as Black Klansman or If Beale Street Could Talk, had done. What made Green Book's victory embarrassing was the doubt over whether the film truly deserved the Academy's top honor when compared to other contenders. While Green Book featured impressive performances and emotional moments, many felt it lacked the depth needed to address complex social issues. As a result, its win became one of the most controversial moments in recent Oscar history. When The Greatest Show on Earth won the Oscar for Best Picture in 1953, it became one of the most controversial victories in Oscar history. Directed by Cecil B. DeMille, the film about the life and performances of a circus was seen as an extravagant entertainment piece, but lacked artistic depth. Despite its spectacular visuals and impressive performances, The Greatest Show on Earth was criticized for its weak plot and lackluster script. The reason this victory became embarrassing was because there were other higher-quality films that year, such as High Noon and The Quiet Man, both of which were praised more for their content and performances. The win of The Greatest Show on Earth led many in the film industry to question whether the Academy was truly judging films based on artistic quality or if they were simply focused on commercial appeal and grandeur. As a result, The Greatest Show on Earth's victory remains one of the most surprising and controversial moments in Oscar history. When Around the World in 80 Days won the Oscar for Best Picture in 1957, many were left surprised. Directed by Michael Anderson and adapted from Jules Verne's famous novel, the film starred David Niven and Cantinflas. While it was a grand film with stunning, colorful scenes, it didn't really stand out in terms of artistry and screenplay. The storyline was simple and lacked depth, with much of the film focusing on spectacle and entertainment rather than any profound narrative. The reason why Around the World in 80 Days' victory became controversial is that there were many superior films that year, such as The Ten Commandments by Cecil B. DeMille and The Night of the Hunter. These films not only boasted outstanding artistic quality but also presented deep and emotionally rich stories. However, Around the World in 80 Days still won, which led many in the film industry to question the Academy's criteria and decision-making process for awarding the Oscar. Therefore, this victory remains one of the most debated moments in Oscar history. When Oliver won the Oscar for Best Picture in 1969, many were surprised and found it controversial. The musical, adapted from Charles Dickens' famous play Oliver Twist, directed by Carol Reed, tells the story of an orphan boy named Oliver searching for family in a harsh society. While the film features catchy songs and some good performances, it was criticized for lacking depth and creativity when compared to other films from the same year. In 1969, there were stronger contenders like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and Midnight Cowboy, films that not only had high artistic quality, but also revolutionized cinema. Oliver was considered lacking in creativity, and didn't offer the same profound cinematic experience as its competitors. As a result, its victory sparked controversy, with many feeling the film wasn't deserving of the prestigious award, making it one of the most surprising and debated Oscar wins in history. When Rocky won the Oscar for Best Picture in 1977, many were surprised and found it controversial. Directed by John G. Avildsen and starring Sylvester Stallone, the film tells the story of an amateur boxer from Philadelphia, Rocky Balboa, who struggles to get a shot at the heavyweight champion Apollo Creed. While the film carries a strong message about perseverance and the will to fight, many felt it wasn't deserving of the top Oscar award when compared to other films that year, such as Taxi. When Dances with Wolves won the Oscar for Best Picture in 1991, it sparked a major controversy. Directed by and starring Kevin Costner, the film tells the story of a Union officer, John Dunbar, as he lives and integrates with the Sioux Native American tribe in the 1860s. While the film features beautiful cinematography and a deep message of peace, many felt that it lacked the creativity and depth of its competitors that year, particularly Goodfellas by Martin Scorsese. In 1990, Goodfellas was one of the most highly regarded films in cinematic history, with a sharp script and groundbreaking directing style. In contrast to the long and somewhat slow Dances with Wolves, Goodfellas delivered an energetic story, realistically portraying the lives of members of the criminal underworld. As a result, the victory of Dances with Wolves was seen by many as a safe and uninspired choice by the Academy. While Dances with Wolves is an entertaining film, its win for Best Picture over stronger competitors made it one of the most controversial moments in Oscar history. When Driving Miss Daisy won the Oscar for Best Picture in 1990, it sparked considerable controversy in the film industry. The film, starring Jessica Tandy and Morgan Freeman, tells the story of the relationship between a wealthy Jewish woman and her black chauffeur in the 1950s. While Driving Miss Daisy was praised for its excellent performances and its message of racial reconciliation, many felt that the film lacked depth and boldness in addressing the significant social issues of the time, especially considering the backdrop of the civil rights movement in the U.S. In 1989, Dead Poets Society and Born on the 4th of July were films that not only had exceptional artistic quality, but also powerful and profound social messages. Compared to these, Driving Miss Daisy was considered too safe and accessible, offering more light entertainment than a deep exploration of racial issues. As a result, the film's win at the Oscars was seen as a conservative and unadventurous choice, making it one of the most controversial victories in the history of the award. When Sam Smith won the Oscar for Best Original Song with Writings on the Wall from Spectre in 2016, the victory sparked considerable controversy. While the song's gentle melody and Sam Smith's vocals were praised, many felt it lacked standout qualities and didn't deserve the prestigious award. Compared to other contenders, such as Earned It by The Weeknd, from 50 Shades of Grey or Anoni's work, Writings on the Wall was criticized for its lack of creativity and failure to bring anything new to the music scene. The victory of Writings on the Wall also raised questions about the criteria used to judge songs at the Oscars. Unlike previous James Bond theme songs, which became iconic and left a lasting impression, this particular track didn't capture the attention of audiences or critics in the same way. Many felt that the song lacked the boldness and energy that defined earlier Bond themes, like Adele's Skyfall or Shirley Bassey's Goldfinger. As a result, Sam Smith's win in this category became one of the most controversial moments in Oscar history, with many believing that other contenders, such as The Weeknd's Earned It or Anoni's Song, were more deserving of the award. This sparked a larger conversation about whether Academy voters truly considered the cultural and musical impact of the songs, or if the win was simply a safe and predictable choice. When Chicago won the Oscar for Best Picture in 2003, the victory surprised and sparked controversy. While the musical directed by Rob Marshall was praised for its choreography and impressive performances by the cast, many felt it didn't truly deserve the Academy's highest honor. Compared to strong contenders like The Hours or Gangs of New York, Chicago lacked depth in its storyline and artistry, even though it provided a light entertainment experience. In a year filled with films that were strong in terms of script and depth, Chicago was seen as a safe and accessible choice. Although it was an engaging musical, its victory raised questions about whether the Academy truly awarded the prize based on artistic quality or simply the entertainment value the film provided. As a result, Chicago's win remains one of the most controversial moments in Oscar history. When Suicide Squad won the Oscar for Best Makeup and Hairstyling in 2017, many were left surprised and disappointed. While the superhero film featured impressive character designs like Harley Quinn and Killer Croc, it was criticized for its weak script and lack of depth in its storyline. Although the makeup was certainly standout, many felt that, compared to other films that year, Suicide Squad winning the award was difficult to understand, especially considering the overall quality of the film was not highly regarded. What made this win even more controversial was that the superhero film beat out several other notable contenders. Many believed the Oscar for Best Makeup and Hairstyling should have gone to films with more refined makeup effects and superior artistic quality, such as Star Trek Beyond. As a result, Suicide Squad winning the Oscar for Makeup and Hairstyling became a strange moment in award history, prompting many in the film industry to question the criteria and selection process of the Academy. When Marisa Tomei won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress in 1993 for her role in the comedy My Cousin Vinny, it sparked considerable controversy. Although her performance as Mona Lisa Vito, a sharp and intelligent Brooklyn girl, was memorable, many were surprised that she beat out a number of established stars like Judy Davis, Husbands and Wives, Vanessa Redgrave, Howard's End, Joan Plowright, Enchanted April, and Miranda Richardson, Damage. In fact, a rumor circulated for many years that the Oscar presenter had mistakenly read the wrong name and that Marisa Tomei wasn't actually the winner. This rumor was further fueled by the fact that she was the only nominee from a comedy film, while the others were in more dramatic films with greater artistic depth. Many critics later acknowledged that while her role might not have carried the same weight as the other nominees, Tomei delivered a charming, natural, and highly comedic performance that contributed to the success of My Cousin Vinny. Nevertheless, her win is still often referred to as one of the most surprising and controversial moments in Oscar history. Roberto Benigni's win at the 1999 Oscars for Life is Beautiful remains one of the most controversial moments, and for many one of the most embarrassing wins in Academy Award history. While his performance as Guido, the optimistic father who protects his son from the horrors of a Nazi concentration camp with humor, was deeply moving and full of emotion, his victory is seen as a surprising and puzzling choice for Best Actor. His main competitor that year was Tom Hanks, who delivered an outstanding and emotionally charged performance in Saving Private Ryan. Many felt that Hanks was the more deserving winner, making Benigni's win a shocking upset. What added to the controversy was Benigni's acceptance speech, where he famously climbed over the seats to get to the stage, creating a moment that was both joyful and somewhat awkward. While some found his enthusiasm endearing, others saw it as disrespectful and inappropriate. His over-the-top reaction made many in the audience uncomfortable, further intensifying the feeling that his win was not only a surprise, but perhaps a bit excessive. While Life is Beautiful was a beloved film, Benigni's Oscar victory remains one of the oddest and most awkward moments in the history of the awards. Halle Berry's Oscar win for her role in Monsters Ball in 2002 remains one of the most controversial moments in the history of the awards. While her performance as Letitia Musgrove, a grieving widow who forms a deep connection with a prison guard, was praised, many critics argued that her victory was not solely based on her acting, but also on its cultural and historical significance, being the first black woman to win the Best Actress Oscar. Though it was a groundbreaking moment, it also raised questions about whether her win truly reflected her talent or if it was simply a step toward breaking barriers. Her emotional speech about recognizing black actresses further fueled the controversy. While it was moving for many, some argued that her win might have been more symbolic than a recognition of the best performance. Although Monsters Ball was well received, many believed that nominees like Nicole Kidman in The Hours or Renee Zellweger in Chicago were more deserving. As a result, Halle Berry's victory remains a debated topic regarding diversity and the acknowledgement of true talent. Julia Roberts' Oscar win for her role in Erin Brockovich, 2000, remains one of the most controversial and memorable moments in the history of the awards. While her performance as a resilient single mother fighting for justice for environmental pollution victims was praised, many felt that her victory was not entirely deserved. That year, other nominees like Ellen Burstyn in Requiem for a Dream and Laura Linney in You Can Count on Me also delivered outstanding performances, and many believed that Julia Roberts lacked the depth to surpass them. However, despite the mixed opinions, Erin Brockovich gave Roberts the opportunity to showcase a different, stronger, and more relatable image, which ultimately helped her secure the win. Still, her victory remains a controversial topic, with some feeling that other actresses were more deserving that year. So, we've just gone through some of the most controversial and surprising Oscar wins in film history. While these decisions may make many rethink how the Academy chooses its winners, they're still a part of the charm and excitement that the Oscars bring every year. What do you think about these wins? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss out on other interesting videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.